Welcome back to Stateless Standard, where we hold a torch to the dark corners of power, exposing how the elite have always weaponized the mystical to control the masses. Today, we're pulling back the veil on one of the most infamous figures in occult history, Aleister Crowley, the great beast 666 himself, a self-proclaimed prophet of Thelema, and conveniently a long-time asset for British intelligence. Drawing from a deep dive into his documented ties, we'll trace how the powerful have intertwined occult societies with espionage, turning spiritual seekers into unwitting tools of state control. This isn't just history. It's a cynical reminder that the same statists who fear your sovereignty are happy to exploit your soul for their agendas. Aleister Crowley was born in 1875, raised in a strict Plymouth Brethren household, but rebelled into a life of magic, sex, and scandal. He joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in 1898, quickly rising under mentor Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers. But his real game began earlier in the shadows of empire. As far back as 1899, Crowley was entangled in a plot to restore the Spanish throne to a Carlist claimant, backed by British legitimists tied to Neo-Templar orders. The key player? Lord Bertram Ashburnham, Grand Master of the Order of St. Thomas of Aquin. Mathers himself was a legitimist sympathizer. The plot fizzled, likely because Crowley betrayed it from within. Early on, he played the roles he'd master: infiltrator, informer, provocateur. World War I marks Crowley's most documented intelligence phase. In 1914, recruited by his friend Everard Fielding, a psychical researcher and AA member, Crowley was sent to America on an unofficial mission. Fielding, attached to Admiral Blinker Hall's Naval Intelligence Division, knew the beast's occult reputation could open doors. Crowley's task? Infiltrate German propaganda networks in New York. He wormed into the circle of George Sylvester Viereck, pro-German writer and occult dabbler. Crowley penned anti-British articles for Viereck's publications, articles the Germans ate up. His influence may have helped push Berlin toward the Lusitania sinking, a calculated provocation to drag America into the war. Coincidence? Hardly. Admiral Hall himself favored such tactics. Crowley also cultivated Hans Heinz Ewers, a German occultist and spy with OTO ties. Ewers connected Crowley to Dr. Arnold Krumheller, a Rosicrucian mystic influencing Mexican politics for Germany. When Krumheller passed through New York, British intelligence was tipped off, likely by Crowley. U.S. Army files from 1918 confirm it. Crowley was an employee of the British government on official business, fully aware of his German propaganda role. He wasn't freelancing. He was a deniable asset, using his wickedest man persona as perfect cover. The occult intelligence nexus runs deep. Crowley modeled himself on Dr. John Dee, Elizabeth Furr's court astrologer and spy. Occult orders and spy agencies share DNA: secrecy, oaths, selective recruitment, pursuit of hidden knowledge. Crowley's Ordo Templi Orientis, which he headed in Britain and America, attracted figures like Theodor Reuss, German spy and OTO founder. Reuss's German intelligence links made the order a perfect vector for influence operations. Crowley's associates were riddled with spooks: Maxwell Knight, MI5's M of James Bond fame, who ran occult-linked operations; Hans Heinz Ewers, German agent; even Schlaraffia, a quasi-Masonic group the Allies pegged as a German propaganda front. Crowley downplayed his work, likely due to the Official Secrets Act and the protection it bought him. Despite his scandals, he never faced serious prosecution in Britain. The state shielded its useful monster. By the 1930s, Crowley was back at it. MI6 recruited him to monitor German occultists tied to the rising Nazis. Targets included Reuss, whose OTO connections made him suspect. Crowley even claimed to have helped lure Rudolf Hess to Scotland in 1941, a psyop involving occult symbolism. Post-war, the pattern continued, intelligence agencies co-opting esoteric groups, from the CIA's MK-Ultra experiments to rumored ongoing operations. Crowley himself saw the parallel. In Magic Without Tears, he compared his secret chiefs to naval intelligence officers. Both hidden, both ruthless when they need you. The powerful don't fear the occult, they harness it. They turn spiritual rebellion into controlled chaos, individualism into manipulated cults. This is the real magic of power, not spells or rituals, but the statist elite's ability to co-opt the mystical, to maintain control. Crowley wasn't a lone madman. He was a tool in a centuries-old game, where the powerful use the occult to fracture resistance and engineer consent. If this torches illusions for you, like, subscribe, and share the Stateless Standard. Drop below which modern spiritual movement smells like state manipulation. Until next time, keep questioning, stay skeptical, and guard your sovereignty.